On deck, mat 1, Jeff Gallant and Samuel McLean. On deck, mat 1, Jeff Gallant and Samuel McLean.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Brooke MacArthur and Madeline Scheesman. On deck is, actually, can we start having our veterans male, minus 81, 90, and 100 kgs, warming up for fighting on mat 3. And on deck is going to be Ryan Alexander and Laurent Delaunay.
Now fighting on mat number 2, Ferris Khan and Jesse Hunter.
Again, on deck for mat 3 is going to be Ryan Alexander and Laurent Delaunay. All right, fighting now on mat 3 is Ryan Alexander and Laurent Delaunay, and on deck is going to be Judith Schnibbler and Abigail Smith.
Now fighting on mat 1, Jeff Gallant and Samuel McLean. Jeff Gallant and Samuel McLean. Now fighting on mat 1. On deck, mat 1, Parker Ellis and Dave Halpine. Parker Ellis and Dave Halpine. On deck, mat 1.
The winner of match number 2, please report to Giuseppe. Winner of match number 2 between Jesse and Farm. Who won that match, Jesse? Now fighting on mat number 2 is Braden Sancture and Nicholas Montero.
Now fighting on mat 1, Parker Ellis and Dave Halpine. Now fighting mat 1, Parker Ellis and Dave Halpine. On deck, mat 1, Sam Ibrahim and Nicolas Leviavant. On deck, mat 1, Sam Ibrahim and Nicolas Leviavant.
Could I have the winner from match 3 come to the head table, please? On deck for mat 3 is Chloe Fahey and Brooke MacArthur.
Veterans plus 100, Veterans plus 100 Advanced Division. Flowchart number 95. Please be prepared. Get warmed up.
Now fighting on mat 1, Wissam Ibrahim, Sam, and Nicolas Leviavant. Now fighting mat 1, Sam Ibrahim and Nicolas Leviavant. On deck, mat 1, Stephen Shador and Nikolai Frolov. On deck, mat 1, Stephen Shador and Nikolai Frolov.
We are now starting the Veterans plus 100.
Yes, Sam, you're on. You're on. Mat 1.
Veterans plus 100 division. Joshua Bennett and Paul Cole now fighting on mat number 2. On deck on mat number 2 will be Bryce Chapman and Nicola Montero. That is for the final gold medal match.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Chloe Fahey and Brooke MacArthur. On deck is Christophe Lectournel and Kyle McLeod is on deck. And could I please have the veterans female, minus 63 and 70, warm up for fighting on mat 3. Now fighting on mat 3 is Christophe Letremel and Kyle McLeod. On deck is Barbara Sterry Brown and Amanda Ellis Stewart. Could I have the winner from the match on mat 3, please come to head table.
Now fighting on mat 1, Stephen Shador and Nikolai Frolov. Now fighting mat 1, Stephen Shador and Nikolai Frolov. On deck, mat 1, Samuel McLean and Kyle Weber. On deck, mat 1, Samuel McLean and Kyle Weber.
So fighting now on mat 3 is Barbara Starry Brown and Amanda Ellie Stewart. If we could have them on mat 3. On deck, for the veterans female plus 78, we're going to start those on mat 3 as well. So could I have you on deck, Felicia Arnisalt and Robin May. That is on deck for mat 3 is Felicia Arnisalt and Robin May.
Now fighting on mat 1, Samuel McLean and Kyle Weber. Mat 1, Samuel McLean and Kyle Weber. On deck, mat 1 will be Sam Ibrahim and Parker Ellis. On deck, mat 1, Sam and Parker.
Now fighting on mat number 2 for the gold medal match is Bryce Chapman and Nicholas Montero. On deck on mat number 2 is Craig Ferguson and Jesse Simon.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Felicia Arnisalt and Robin May. And on deck we're going to have Christophe Letremel and Ryan Alexander. Sorry, on deck for mat 3 is going to be Christophe Letremel and Ryan Alexander. Can we please have all the U18 athletes down at the medals for the award ceremony? Thank you.
Now fighting on mat 1 will be Sam and Parker. Mat 1, Sam Ibrahim and Parker Ellis. Mat 1. On deck, mat 1, Nikolai Frolov and Stephen Shador. On deck, mat 1, Nikolai Frolov and Stephen Shador.
Bryce Chapman. Bryce Chapman. Bryce, don't go too far. U21 will be starting soon. Now fighting on mat number 2 is Craig Ferguson and Jesse Simon. On deck on mat number 2 is Rowan Lones and Adrian Stewart.
Can we please have all the U18 individuals down for the medals? Down at the medal table.
Now fighting on mat number 2 is Rowan Lones and Adrian Stewart.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Christophe Letramel and Ryan Alexander. On deck is Veronica Kufrova Hard and Abigail Smith. So fighting now on mat 3 is Christophe Letramel and Ryan Alexander.
Now fighting on mat 2 is Rowan Lowens and Adrian Stewart. On deck on mat number 2 is Craig Ferguson and Joshua Bennett.
Now fighting on mat 1 is Nikolai and Steven. Now fighting mat 1, Nikolai and Steven. On deck, mat 1, Kyle Weber and Jeff Gallant. On deck, mat 1, Kyle Weber and Jeff Gallant. On deck for mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Dave Halpine. On deck mat 1, sorry, now fighting mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Dave Halpine. Mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Dave Halpine.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Veronica Kurova-Hard and Abigail Smith. On deck is Amanda Ellis-Stewart and Barbara Sterry-Brown.
On deck, mat 1 is Chloe Fahey and Brooklyn Hudson. Mat 1, Chloe Fahey and Brooklyn Hudson on deck.
Now fighting on mat number 2, Craig Ferguson, Joshua Bennett. On deck on mat number 2 is Bryce Chapman and Rowan Loans.
Now fighting mat 1, Chloe Fahey and Brooklyn Hudson. Brooklyn and Chloe. Now fighting on mat 1. On deck, mat 1 will be Dave Halpine and Sam Ibram. Dave Halpine and Sam Ibram on deck, mat 1.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Amanda Ellis-Stewart and Barbara Starry-Brown. And on deck is Robin May and Felicia Arnesol.
Now fighting on mat number 2 is Bryce Chapman and Rowan Loans. On deck on mat number 2 is Jesse Simon and Paul Cole. Now fighting on mat number 2 is Jesse Simon and Paul Cole.
Now fighting on mat 1, Dave and Sam. Dave Halpine and Sam. Now fighting, mat 1. On deck, mat 1 will be Nicolas Leviavant and Parker Ellis. On deck, mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Parker Ellis.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Robin May and Felicia Arnesol. And on deck is Kyle McLeod and Laurent Delannoy.
give Bryce Chapman a little break on mat number 2 unless you're ready. Whenever you're ready, it's Bryce Chapman and Adrian Stewart. Whenever you're ready. You can have a little breather if you need to, Bryce. Sean McManus, if you're still in the building, can you come to the head table, please? Sean McManus. Disqualified. On deck on mat number 2 will be Paul Cole and Craig Ferguson. Medic, mat number 2, please. Medic, mat number 2.
Now fighting on mat 3 is Kyle McLeod and Laurent Delaney. On deck is Abigail Smith and Veronica Karova Hard.
Now fighting on mat number 2 will be Paul Cole and Craig Ferguson. On deck is Jesse Simon and Joshua Bennett. U18 minus 60, we're going to go give you guys your medals. U18 minus 60, can you make your way down to the podium?
Yeah. Now fighting on mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Parker Ellis. Mat 1, Nicolas Leviavant and Parker Ellis. On deck, mat 1, Brooklyn Hudson and Chloe Fahey. On deck, mat 1, Chloe Fahey and Brooklyn Hudson and Chloe Fahey. On deck. fighting on mat 1, Brooklyn Hudson and Chloe Fahey. Brooklyn Hudson and Chloe Fahey, mat 1.
Lynn Campbell, Bryce Chapman won't be down at the medal ceremony. He's at the medics. He's at the medic.